Hey, this is Rich O'Neill with Elite Functional Performance in Charlotte, North Carolina. And today we're talking hips. Are you somebody whose hips feel like they get a little snug and stuck after being in a car for a long time or after a long trip on an airplane? We've got some stretches today that are gonna help you overcome that. Okay, so we're gonna start from a position here where my lower back is flat against the mat, my knees are bent, and my feet are flat on the floor. From this position here, I'm gonna have my hands out by my side with my palms up. I wanna make sure that I've got the ball in the back of the socket in the shoulder, so I'm almost feeling the back of the shoulder make contact with the floor. Once I've got my spine organized in the right position, I'm gonna just take my legs over to the side as far as they'll go, and then take my bottom foot out and put it on top of the knee, up on top. Now here's where I'm likely to pitch into lumbar extension, unless I can really focus on keeping the ribs down. So now my spine remains neutral, and I take the pressure that I can make with this knee by driving it to the floor, and I'll feel my hip stretch into internal rotation. Keeping that lower back in a neutral position, I'm gonna now take that arm and start to just move overhead like I'm making the shape of a snow angel. I can come back down. As I'm coming up, I can even turn away into the opposite direction with my head and start to feel the entire fascial line from the neck through the shoulder down through the ribs open up as well. And then I'm just trying to take full deep inhales through the lower abdomen. The breathing matrix should be a deep inhale, a 1 to 2 second hold, and then a slow controlled exhale. And we'd cycle anywhere from 3 to 5 breaths into that position on each side. And then we'll switch sides. We'll take the foot back out, place it on the floor. The distance is gonna be feet about hip width. Then we'll gently take our knees to the opposite direction, reset the lower back by bringing the rib cage down, and then we'll take that lower leg out, put it up on top of the knee, drive that hip into internal rotation, and begin my snow angels. So we'll perform a stretch like this for 3 to 5 controlled breaths on each side. That should take us up to about between 40 and 60 seconds in total time. Now a stretch like this is appropriate before we get out on the range and swing some golf clubs. It's appropriate after we've been in a car for a while and we're feeling like the hips and the lower back are a little jammed up. And it could even be beneficial at the end of a long workday if you know you've been sitting for quite a while or just been stuck in meetings for a long time. Okay, so for the next stretch, we're gonna take you into a position where the belly's gonna be down. And now from here, we're gonna start by first getting into a posture position where the lower back is not overarched. So I kind of get that lower back to neutral. And now from here, I'm gonna take my right leg and throw it as far behind me as I can to the left side. When I get to that position, I'm gonna look over my left shoulder so I can see my foot. Then I'm just gonna begin rocking my body back towards that foot. So my left butt begins to move towards my right toes. And I just rock back, come back up. Each time trying to get a little bit deeper into that stretch. I can hold that at bottom position, get that good 1 count stretch, cycle a full breath, come up out of there. But I wanna just be getting in there nice and deep. And with this one, we're gonna count about 8 to 12 on each side. And then I'll return to starting position, reset my spine if I need to. This time I'll take my left leg, throw it over the right side of my body, locate my foot with my gaze, then begin rocking back, taking the right hip towards the left foot. Slow control. I can live at bottom position, feel that deep stretch in the hip. Same thing, 8 to 12 on each side. Now a stretch like this is gonna probably be best after we've been doing some activity, say like exercise. We can put exercise or a stretch like this in between sets on the squat rack to keep the hips nice and loose. We could probably even benefit from something like this before we go out for a run or a long jog to loosen up the hips a little bit after being stuck at work in a chair and stuff like that. So things like this kind of fill in between sets in an exercise program, or can be done before as a primer exercise to unlock the hips before any physical activity. So if you like what you saw about this video today, then be sure to leave us your information on our website so we can get you scheduled for a complimentary analysis session.